The hollow one. I should have never gone alone. That thought repeats over and over in my mind as I sit here, my back pressed against the thin fabric of my tent, clutching the hunting knife with trembling fingers. The fire outside has long since died, and the only sound in the oppressive darkness is the ragged gasp of my own breathing and the whispers. It started last night. I had hiked deep into the forest, further than I ever had before, seeking the kind of solitude that only nature could offer. The first day was peaceful. Birds chirped, the river babbled in the distance, and a crisp breeze carried the scent of pine. I set up camp in a small clearing, ate a simple meal, and let the sound of rustling leaves lull me to sleep. Then, sometime past midnight, I woke up to the sound of footsteps. Not the scampering of a raccoon or the soft tread of a deer. These were deliberate, slow, circling my tent. I held my breath, listening. My hand crept toward the knife in my pack. Then, silence. Minutes stretched on, and just when I began to convince myself it was nothing, I heard it. A whisper. Not words. Not really. It was like a sigh dragged across the wind, long and low, brushing against my ears as if it were just behind me. I bolted upright, heart hammering. My flashlight trembled as I flicked it on, casting frantic beams through the thin walls of my tent. Nothing. I didn't sleep again that night. The next day, I forced myself to stay. Maybe I'd been dreaming. Maybe the isolation was getting to me. I distracted myself with fishing, with hiking, with anything to keep my mind from the unease that curled in my stomach. But as night fell, so did my sense of security. The woods felt different, the silence heavier. And then it came back. This time, I was awake when I heard it, the first snap of a branch, the crunch of leaves. I gripped my knife and held my breath, eyes locked on the tent's zipper. The whispers came again, slithering through the night air, circling. My pulse thundered in my ears. Then I saw it, a shadow, long and impossibly thin, moving just beyond the fire's glow. My breath hitched. It wasn't walking. It was gliding, shifting, its shape warping in ways my mind struggled to process. It stopped just beyond the trees, and for a terrible moment, I felt it watching me. Then it spoke. A voice, hollow and stretched, seeped through the fabric of my tent.
Not yet, but soon.
My blood turned to ice. I don't remember grabbing the flashlight, don't remember unzipping the tent, but suddenly I was outside, scanning the trees with shaking hands. The light carved through the darkness, but the thing was gone. Only the trees remained, swaying gently as if nothing had happened. But I know what I heard. And now, as I sit here, knife clutched tight, I can feel it. Closer, waiting. I should have never gone alone. The night is different now, heavier. The air, thick with a presence I can't see but feel pressing against my skin, makes my stomach churn. I haven't moved from my tent since it spoke to me. Not yet, but soon. The words coil in my mind, looping endlessly like a slow, creeping poison. But I'm not safe here. I know that now. Staying means waiting, and waiting means dying. I make my move at dawn. The moment the sky bleeds pale blue, I shove my gear into my pack, leaving behind the tent, leaving behind anything that could slow me down. Every instinct screams at me to run, to put as much distance between myself and this place as possible. But the woods feel wrong. The path I took to get here, gone. Not overgrown, not hidden, just gone. I spin in place, sweat clinging to my back despite the cold morning air. The trees are the same, the river's distant murmur is the same, but the way out, it isn't there. Then I hear it again. The whisper. Only this time, it isn't alone. The voices come from everywhere and nowhere, some too close, others too far, some high in the branches, others whispering from the soil beneath my feet. My breath hitches as I step backward, gripping the knife so tightly my knuckles ache. Then the ground shifts. No, it moves. I stumble, my legs trembling as the earth beneath me pulses, like something massive is stirring beneath the surface. The trees groan, their trunks bending like ribs around a heaving lung. I choke on a breath, spinning, searching, but there is nothing there, until I look up. A shape, a void where the sky should be. Staring down, its outline shifting like smoke in the wind. Its arms, too long, too thin, stretched toward me. And in that moment, I understand. It's never been watching, it's been waiting. The last thing I hear before the world turns inside out is the whisper, now. The world shatters around me. A black void swallows everything, the trees, the earth, even the air itself. I am floating, weightless, drifting toward the abyss. My breath is stolen from my lungs as I tumble into the dark. Then I see them. Faces. Twisted and stretched, their hollow eyes locked onto me. Their mouths move in silent screams. Are they trapped or warning me? I fight against the pull, but the abyss is endless, a living thing hungry for me. The whisper returns, clearer than ever, no longer an eerie sigh, but a voice, ancient, hollow, final. Join us. No, a warmth surges inside me, memories of home, of sunlight, of life. I force them outward against the blackness. The void recoils, the faces flicker. A crack of light splits the darkness, and I lunge toward it with every ounce of strength. Then, I wake. I am lying on the forest floor, gasping for air, the trees towering above me. The sun filters through the leaves, painting golden patterns on the earth. The whispers are gone. I survived. Shaking, I scramble to my feet. My pack is still here. My knife, the tent, but the air feels lighter, the forest alive again. Whatever it was, whatever had been watching, waiting, it let me go. Or maybe I fought it back. I don't look back as I leave the forest, my footsteps quick and steady. The whispers may return one day, but for now, I am free. For now. And as always, if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers.